I'm Joyce Woodworth. Welcome to the Spirit of the Heartland. Today we're going to learn about martial arts in Winona. Classes in karate are held here at Valencia Studios for people as young as 5 to any adult age. Once a year, the Winona Karate Organization holds a tournament for people from all over the country, and the karate master, Sensei Fumio Demura, is the main guest. In today's show, we'll see some of this tournament in action and speak with Winona Sensei or a teacher to learn how karate is beneficial to mind and body for the students in Winona, Minnesota. This is Judy Richter, who is in the adult karate program. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Joyce.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. Well, tell me about karate for you. What does it mean for you?
Well, karate for me is a really good workout. It helps me with flexibility and strength. It's a really nice bunch of people. The family and the community that we have, everyone encourages each other, and I just enjoy the people. And finally, if I learn something that may help me or my family in a difficult situation, I think that's a bonus.
So self-defense is probably the secondary thing for you, it sounds like.
I think so, yeah.
Well, what else do you get out of it mentally and spiritually and other than physically?
Well, in karate, you strive to be better at everything, and you start slow and you work up. And so you set goals, you achieve those goals, you move on to another goal. So it's another avenue for reaching goals.
Okay. Well, what about how much time do you devote to karate per week?
It's really an individual thing. You can choose to spend as much time or as little time as you want. Obviously, the more time you spend, the better you'll get. But I usually try about 3 times a week.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you're really in good shape.
Well, that's debatable, but we're trying.
What about the other people in the program? How many adults are in the program, and what are the different levels that you're at?
Well, we have a series of belts. From the adult level, we start with white, and there's one level of that. There's an orange belt is next, 3 levels of that. Green belt is next, 3 levels of that. Brown belt is next, 3 levels of that. And then you're invited to test for your black belt. Then you're on black belt probation for 6 months to a year, and then you earn your official black belt. So they want to make sure you continue to contribute to karate as a whole before you get your official black belt.
So how long have you been in karate in Winona?
4.5 years.
Okay, so congratulations all the way up to Brown already.
Well, I have good teachers.
Good. So what did you have to do to reach this level? What were some of the hardest, most difficult things that you had to do?
You have to develop a proficiency in basic punching, kicking, blocking, as well as understanding and performing the forms that we do. They're all called kata. And you learn more difficult kata as you advance. So you have to demonstrate those, as well as some sparring techniques, basic sparring and basic self-defense. And you're invited to test when the teachers feel that you're able to perform those.
Great. Judy, I would like to know now, I understand that the big tournament is coming this weekend, and you have a very special person coming, the master karate, who is Sensei Demura.
Correct.
Tell me about Sensei Demura. Who is he, and what is so special about him?
Sensei Demura has been in the United States since, I think, the 50s, late 50s maybe, and he started this movement, or not a movement, but teaching us karate here in the States. He's a very special man because he's devoted his whole life to karate. He's in his 60s now. He travels all over the world every week teaching karate. He stresses that competition isn't important. Working hard is what's important, and leading a good life. And that's what makes him so special, is those are the things that are most important to him, and he likes to impart upon his students.
The core focus of karate taught in Winona is to encourage the student to build strength of character and to become the best person possible, with the ultimate goal of obtaining the successful life of a good person. This philosophy is called Gembu Kai, which has its roots in the samurai traditions of Japan and Okinawa. The primary teacher or sensei of Kenbukai Karate and the person responsible for introducing its practices to the nation and indirectly to Winona is Fumio Demura. Sensei Demura is not only the primary teacher, but he has also been in 35 movies as an actor and a stunt double. You may have seen him as Pat Morita's double in Karate Kid. He performed as Mr. Miyagi during the karate action scenes. He also played a warrior in Mortal Kombat and coached actors Bruce Lee and Steve McQueen. This renowned karate master visits Winona each year during the karate tournament, at which time he spoke to us about the other focus of this physical sport.
So today, more younger people than adult. And this is all over the world, even Japan. And the only difference is we trying to teach part of a sports, but at the same time, we're trying to teach martial art. The main purpose is to make perfect persons. So we're trying to teach more attitude, more better personality, and the strong mind, and the quick decisions, that type of things in the martial art have a training for that. So we're trying to teach that part.
What is your name?
Walker Robeson.
Oh, hi, Walker. How long have you been doing karate?
Almost 10 years.
Wow. Now tell me what it's done for you.
It's helped me organize my life a lot. When I was smaller, I was all over the place. Couldn't pay attention to anything. I almost think I might have had ADD. But it helped me calm down a lot. It's definitely helped keep me in shape. And mostly it's just helped me get a handle on life and give me a good way to approach things.
Tell me about the tournament that's coming up this weekend. What is your part in the tournament?
I'm doing kata competition, which is forms, and sparring, which is fighting, and weapons kata and weapons sparring.
In the tournament, Walker competes with about 40 other juniors in the kata competition. They are judged on knowing their compulsory routine, technique, fighting spirit, speed, strength, and confidence. 3 medals are awarded to the highest scores between 7 and 9. Walker's form is like a ballet as he puts rhythm to his movements.
Karate for me is most of all physical training and self-discipline.
How long have you been in it?
I've been in it since I was 5, so about 8 years.
Oh, that's a long time. And I see you are also a red belt. Was it difficult to get your red belt?
Yeah, very, very difficult. I had to take 2 tests to get this after my first red belt. First starts out, you get your red belt without your name in black on it. Then you test again to get this. And in each test, you have to do what we call the fitness test, which is 1 punch, 1 sit-up, 1 push-up, 1 jumping jack, 1 kick, then 2 of each until you get up to 10.
The red belt is the highest honor at the junior level. Below it is the blue belt, purple belt, yellow belt, and white belt for the very beginner. Rich McClure, a senpai or elder in the program, tells us the first steps in learning karate.
What the children are doing now is called ippon, which means 1 point in Japanese, kumite, or sparring, so it's 1-step sparring. That means that the defender knows what the attacker is going to do, and the attacker more or less provides an attack with which the defender can practice their defensive movements. So the kids are going through 1-step sparring, And when they do that, they start to learn distance and how to react to a partner or an opponent. And in this, oftentimes we think of sparring as a fight. In this, they're really partners, and each is trying to help the other. It's a big part of what we do is teach cooperation and respect for one another. What we teach is also the senpai-kohai relationship, or senior-junior. For example, if I've been here for 2 months and you join today, I'm your senpai or senior. And that is not so much a position of authority as one of responsibility. My responsibility to teach you and help you.
We have about 65 students in our dojo program. About 50 are juniors. We also teach karate at the YMCA and at Winona State University. We have beginner and advanced junior classes, beginner and advanced adult classes. We teach classes in Okinawan weapons we call kobudo. We also have a program for our top students to study Japanese sword.
Okay, what are the benefits that the children and the adults get out of karate?
The benefits of karate, really what we say karate do, meaning the path of karate as a way of life, or a better way of life, kind of depend on the person and depend on where you are in life. I'm pretty sure that our senior instructors, if we talk to them now, what do they get out of karate, would be very, very different than what they got when they first started. For most of us, it was either a means of physical fitness, or in my case, I was involved in high school athletics. And I was looking for some way to continue really hard physical training. Now we look on it for what the Chinese would call qigong, that is to try to keep health, strong body, but not just strength, flexibility. For our youngest juniors, we hope it promotes primarily their attention. We hope that it helps them. It reinforces what their parents teach them about politeness, responsibility.
Tell me about what karate is like for you.
Well, basically, you're trying to if something ever happens, like a robber or someone comes to try and take little kids, you can defend yourself.
Oh, that's a wonderful reason to take it. How long have you been doing this?
Since I was 5.
Okay, and what do you like about it the most?
Well, basically, I get to do something in the summer, because usually I'm just sitting down watching TV or doing something.
And how old are you?
I'm 8.
Well, it really let me relax my body and feel free to really have fun and stuff.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for almost 2 years.
Wow, and what's the most fun that you get out of it?
Using the weapons over in that corner right there.
Karate helps me be better at sports and doing other things that basically make me a better person inside and outside.
Makes you stronger, makes you a better person, I think, with all the... Over there, we what's called the dojo-kun. It's like ways of life inside and outside the dojo. It's about respect and to be kind, but not to like abuse stuff and stuff like that.
So it actually makes you a better person.
Yes.
I had a bad pain in my knee. It's some kind of disease-ish like thing. And so training with karate kind of fixed that. I don't have the pain in my knee anymore. So it really helps you physically, and you get a lot of discipline. I mean, I always get my chores done on time now.
Well, it's kind of like a way of life that you choose, and that it's kind of like what I've chosen, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of does stuff for me. It helps me with school and things like that.
Well, that is very curious. Tell me how it helps you with school.
Like when you practice your techniques and stuff, it helps your brain to function and remember things more. So like if you were like taking a test, you would like more remember them because it would help you through your everyday life.
Wow.
I really enjoy it because it shows us different ways to, say something would happen to us. We would know what to do. It's because this is like a defense thing that we can find out what to do if these situations actually come up. And that's what I like about it.
Good. So it's a good self-defense for you.
Yes.
What about the way you act or your attitude? Does it help that?
Yes, it does. Because, I mean, you get a lot of you feel good about yourself after coming to this. So it definitely changes your attitude. You're a lot, you can say you become a better person after you start this.
It helps me learn a lot of skills that I never knew, even though my brother quit because he thought it was boring. But you just got to get used to it and go through that stuff and just be confident about what you can do.
Well, it kind of gets me back into shape because during the school year I get in shape because we have PE, Phi-Ed, sports teams in it. This keeps me in shape all year and then kind of helps me build muscle. And it kind of helps mentally too because, I have a brother and stuff. So it helps a lot because me and my brother, we kid around and fight and stuff. So it's kind of like a self-defense thing too. So.
What about your attitude? Does it change your attitude in anything?
Pretty much, yeah. Because it kind of gives me a different outlook on everything.
How does it do that?
Well, it's like take a step back. It kind of helps me take a step back and see what everybody else is doing and just, if I step into a classroom, I won't, run and say what's happening. I'll wait a little bit and then see what they're doing and go and do something. It's kind of like that.
I like it that it gives me something to do I don't want to be one of the people, but I want to stay healthy, so that's good. And also, it's just a good sport.
It is a good sport. What's the funnest thing about karate?
Kumite, kobudo, kata.
What is that?
Kobudo is using Okinawan weapons. My favorite's the nunchaku.
Well, actually, tell me a little bit about those weapons. Are they really sharp?
Some of them could be sharp. We have kama, which are basically a small wooden stick with a blade at the end, going sideways. They were originally meant in Okinawa for cutting grain, but we have them. You can either use wooden or metal, and the metal ones aren't sharp. They're just metal, so if you hit them, it'll hurt more than wooden, and it also will make a loud noise, so.
The use of weapons, or kobudo, are also a big part of karate, and many of Winona's students seem to think it's the most fun part. In the kobudo sparring competition, soft replicas of the kobudo weapons are used for safety reasons. Each of the competitors are given a different weapon to use, and points are scored for making contact with 4 target areas: the shins, wrists, stomach, and top of the head. The referees, generally a black belt themselves, sit at the sidelines and raise the red or white flag corresponding to the color of the belt of the person who scored. This referee is Rich McClure, who is a black belt and trained in metal swords. He and Brian Christmas from Kansas present a demonstration in sword bateau.
The bowing process is important. It provides a protocol for proper respect of all art forms, all Japanese art forms. It's important that they hold the sword properly and make sure that the sword never falls out of the scabbard. The uniforms that they are wearing, the skirt is called a hakama, and it's a pleated skirt that allows good flexibility in movement. And the upper garment is called a keikogi. And around their waist, they have a very long and wide belt. That's what holds the sword in place. Rich is going to demonstrate the second kata, which is attack to the right, and Brian's going to demonstrate a kata against 3 different opponents. It's very important as they go through their forms that they follow proper attentiveness, or what we call zanshin, which is awareness for their opponent and awareness for their body position. When they do kata, their swords will have an unsharpened edge called an iaito. When they do cutting, they will use swords with a sharpened edge called shinken. And just like at the beginning, the proper bow takes place at the end of the class or the end of the activity also. Next, they're going to demonstrate tamashigiri, which is the cutting side of batodo. The targets that they use, we call wara, are rolled up mats made out of the tops of tatami mats. We soak them in water for 24 hours. Then they have the consistency that makes cutting appropriate. Rich is going to demonstrate some of the basic cuts. First cut is called kesagiri. The bottom to top cut is called gyaku kesa, and the horizontal cut is called suihei. Next, Brian's going to demonstrate a cut called lightning cut, which is 3 very quick cuts. Each cut has to take place before the prior piece of wara hits the ground. So the objective is to make 3 cuts very quickly and still maintain the 40 to 45 degree angle. And we can always check the accuracy of the cutting by the location of the pieces. Notice they all fell pretty much in the same location. That means the cutting position of the blade was consistent.
Is this how you meet? Okay. Why do you meet like that?
It's a sign of respect, I guess, because it's like when you meet somebody, it's like, for them it's like saying hi. It's like, I guess.
Did you hold your hands together? Or
no, like at your sides.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Totally straight and like this. And don't you look up if it's your enemy, so you know they're not going to attack you. But if it's someone who's your friend, you don't want to look at them because it's disrespectful.
Okay. Well, what is your name?
Savannah.
Hi, Savannah. Tell me what you get out of karate.
It's really nice because I'm not involved in a lot of other sports, and I've been doing this since 4th grade, I think. And it's really nice because I know a lot of people from school, and it's also nice because I'm a higher level, I get to help people younger than me learn stuff. And it's just really interesting to see people go from so small to so big. And I help people learn how to fight and stuff, and then I fight them and I realize they're getting better than me, and I'm like, oh no. So
then what do you do?
Work harder.
Okay, great. Well, what are you doing in the tournament this weekend?
I'm going to do kata and koburo kumite, which is weapon sparring, and sparring.
Well, Savannah, do you ever get hurt in karate?
I got punched in the nose once, but basically it's like if you're fighting against somebody who's higher belt than you and they hit you, it's basically their fault, but it's also your fault because you don't go full speed and you always wear mouth guard and hand pads, so you can't, a lot of people don't break their noses or anything. Some people have broken their wrists because they're blocking wrong, but generally you don't get hurt because you learn to be careful.
Good. So it'll help you in many ways.
Yeah.
All right, Savannah, thanks for talking with us.
See, I've been given a lot in my life, and the teaching that Sensei Fritz and Sensei Demura and our other high-ranking black belts have given to me, the point at which they've helped me to get and continue to help me to grow is so great. I feel like it's only natural that I try to help the next generation.
Well, we have found out that karate is not only a physical sport, but it means many other things to everyone who's in the classes. Thank you so much for joining me today here at the Karate Studio. This has been Joyce Woodworth. Please join me again next week. Till then, enjoy the spirit of the Heartland.